Okay, so we've got our smile. Let's back it up a little bit. We got our smile analysis. This is for the Tupac poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. And now we have our instructions for an analytical paragraph. We're going to use the above information to write a fluid paragraph that conveys all of the following: name of the poem and its author, description of the style and structure of the poem, your analysis of the meaning of the poem, and how it is achieved through a few key poetic devices. Me contestes das telephone. Okay, so first thing we should probably do is just introduce the poem, right? Actually, I'm just going to write it on this page. So what's the name of our poem? I'm going to say, in the poem, what's the name? The Rose That Grew from Concrete. Now, when you write the title of something, you want to capitalize all the major words of the title. I know that sounds kind of iffy, but the things that you wouldn't capitalize are articles like a and the, prepositions like in, of, all of those sorts of things. So in the poem, you would also put the title of the poem in quotation marks. The rose that I wouldn't capitalize. Grew I would. From I wouldn't, because it's a preposition. And then concrete I would. I know it's confusing. Just try your best. It's as long as you get most of them. If in doubt, just capitalize everything except for a and the. Okay, in the poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete by, he has two ways to spell his name. I got to make sure I get the, Tupac, P-A-C, and I think it's S-H-A-K-U-R. Is that right? Where are my Tupac fans? All right. Is this right, Chris? Think so. Okay. Can y'all see that color okay? Yeah. In the poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete by Tupac Shakur. Now, I got a lot of things I need to do. So look, I can even put a little check mark. We gave the name of the poem. We gave the author. Description of the style and structure of the poem. Your analysis of the meaning. And mention a few key devices that are kind of instrumental or significant for discovering the meaning. Okay, The Rose That Grew from Concrete by Tupac Shakur. I'm going to say he manages to convey a powerful extended metaphor. That's what I think is the main device that he used. A powerful extended metaphor in a short, how many lines did we say it was? Is it 8? Yeah, 8-line, comma, 1 stanza poem. All right, so we've already, in one sentence, we got the name of the author. We got the structural notes we need. And we got one of the major poetic devices. Okay. So now, second paragraph, or second sentence. So now I need to explain the extended metaphor. Okay, in the poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete by Tupac Shakur, he manages to convey a powerful extended metaphor in a short 8-line, 1 stanza poem. He compares, or I can say by comparing, write what I write. A person, what's that? Can I zoom? A little bit. Okay, is that better? Here, let me tilt it so it's not all slammy for y'all. I got too many cables over here. Okay. By comparing a person to a rose, that is growing through a crack in the concrete, comma, he illustrates. I want to try not to use the word shows. We use shows way too often. That's why if you look up on the wall, it's in the graveyard. It's very sad with symbols. When you write essays, formal writing, this is considered formal. Like up here, the notes are notes. You can make symbols. But once you go into writing paragraphs, I want you to go into formal writing mode. So no symbols. He illustrates how. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to embed a short little quotey quote. That part where he says, by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. I'm going to say he illustrates how, right into the quote, how by keeping its dreams, that's the end of what I'm verbatim quoting, so I'm going to close my quotation marks. But by comparing a person to a rose that is growing through a crack in the concrete, he illustrates how by keeping its dreams, despite a challenging environment, a person can still flourish. I like the word flourish because we use it when talking about people a lot, talking about anything. But the root of it, oh, sorry, I overzoomed. But the root of flourish comes from where? Yeah, flowers. That's exactly what the rose is doing. It's a word that we use every day, metaphorically in a sense, that really works for this poem. Okay, so by comparing a person to a rose that is growing through a crack in the concrete, he illustrates how by keeping its dreams, despite a challenging environment, a person can still flourish. I'm not saying that the rose equals a person, the concrete equals a rough environment, but I imply it well enough, I believe, right? It's in there. So let's just see. Are we done? Do I really need anything else? Maybe I'll add, the only thing I'm missing here is the effect on the reader, maybe. And those, y'all remember the two words we used? Two feelings that the reader might be left with. One, if they see themselves as the rose. This poem might give them what? Hope, encouragement. And then maybe somebody realizes, oh, my life is pretty good. I don't have these situations. I'm a rose that grew in a potted plant that gets watered and fed every day and cared for and plenty of sunlight. Then what feeling might I have? Hopefully gratitude at the first level. And then hopefully that will spill over into empathy because you realize not everybody has what I have. So I need to give a little more grace when considering other people and what they have to deal with. So I might say a person can still flourish. This leaves, I could do it, continue that same sentence, but that would be ridiculous. It's already long enough. This leaves the reader to feel hope or empathy. That is an analytical paragraph. Okay. That is a long video.